Hey up viewers and viewresses, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome to a little update video just to inform you all of what's been going on these last few days, because of course quite a few of you will have noticed that there have been no uploads on the channel over the last few days or so, and so, you know, some of you will probably be thinking, Red, what is the deal with that? Now, if, however, you have been following me on Facebook and Twitter, on either of those pages, you'll probably have noticed that I did post an update a couple of days ago, which actually basically explained in brief what's going on. So if you've seen those, then you know what the deal is, but, you know, this video is very much for the benefit of people who haven't seen those, so just to explain. So basically, to sum it up very quickly, I have a new PC. Got myself a new computer, everybody, hence why there haven't been any uploads. So, of course, my previous computer, which I was using for most of my videos, was a Advent DT211, which is obviously not a gaming rig. It's just a pretty, you know, bog standard office budget computer meant for, you know, home and personal tasks. So I was using that. It wasn't too bad of a computer, but then again, it wasn't brilliant either. But now I have a much better PC. It's a PC Specialist Vortex Fusion Elite Gaming PC, and on paper the specs are pretty good. It's got an Intel Core i7-8700, that's a 8700 processor, which by all accounts is pretty good, and an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 graphics card, which, based on my research online, a lot of people seem to rate that quite well. They say it's fairly decent, and should be able to run some pretty, well, it should be able to run some more intense games than I could previously. But that's essentially why I bought this PC, because, you know, I was hinting at it for a while that I wanted to get something a bit more powerful, but I finally took the plunge, and I did so. So yes, here we are now, everybody. Now, obviously that's the main point really that I wanted to talk about, but there are a couple of other things related to it which are kind of important points which I want to get out of the way. First and foremost, obviously, you know, the reason why there have been no sort of immediate updates over the last few days is just because I've been going through the long, slow and somewhat tedious process of basically pretty much reinstalling all my games and transferring, you know, essential software and files across from my old PC to my new one. I've still got my old PC, it's just sat in the corner of my room in a box at the moment, and I'll probably keep that, you know, just as a backup, just in case there's anything else I can do with it. So yes, it's sitting, like I say, in a box in the corner of my room at the moment. But that explains why, you know, there haven't been any uploads recently, just because I've been busy getting everything set up, trying to get all the basics up to speed, things like that. Really, really good stuff. Now, one other thing I do want to mention, and this is a slight drawback, slight downside to this new PC. When I reinstalled a lot of my games, basically I found that for some reason Steam has not transferred save files across. Now, I was a bit perplexed by this, because I'll be honest, I thought that, maybe not for all games, but I thought at least for some of them, Steam is supposed to sync save files to the cloud, is it not? And that way, if you install your games on another machine, it'll immediately kind of download your save files to it. But apparently that's not the case, because I've reinstalled quite a few of my games, obviously apart from Sir, as you're seeing at the moment. I also reinstalled RTCW, Danganronpa, To the Moon, what else, Senran Kagura, Portal 2, Half-Life, Tomb Raider, there are probably other ones that I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I've reinstalled these, but it seems that none of them have got the save files, which is a bit odd, and it's, you know, that's potentially also a bit of an issue as well, because it means that I can't just, you know, pick up from where I was and keep playing with those. So what that means is either of two things. One, either I may have to replay those games back from the beginning and get back to where I was in them before I start recording new episodes, which could take time, just, you know, judging by how busy my IRL life is. But the alternative, I mean, I don't know if this will work, but there is another possible thing I could try, which is to reconnect my old PC, go to the Steam directory, copy the files for my various games across maybe onto a USB or something, and see if I can transfer them onto the new PC and see if that, you know, updates the save file. I could try that, I don't know if it will work, and plus, you know, I mean, it depends ultimately as well on how big the game file sizes are, because, you know, obviously all I have are USBs. Granted, some of them have a lot of disk space to them, but obviously depending on how big the game files are, that could be an issue. It could necessitate me having to get an external hard drive, which I don't know how much those cost. and they could cost a fair bit. I don't really have any idea. But, you know, those are just two things for what that could mean. So, essentially, you know, to kind of sum up, what it means is that over the coming couple of weeks, I'd say, that's just my rough estimate, I would say that there's a potential that my usual sort of upload schedule is going to be a bit disrupted. So if you're here for my regular series like Sir, like Alice, like Danganronpa, like RTCW, just bear in mind that over the coming weeks the usual schedule might be a bit all over the place, and you know, those episodes in that series might not come out very frequently. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Now I do have a few files of video footage that I had pre-recorded before I switched over to the new PC, and I've transferred them across. So I do have, I think, one episode of Alice pre-recorded, a couple of episodes for Wrong World also pre-recorded, as well as I think an episode of Half-Life, possibly an episode of Sir as well. So I'll probably, you know, put those videos together and upload them fairly soon. But beyond that, just bear in mind that for most of my series there might be delays in then getting subsequent episodes out, just as I try and, you know, deal with this save file issue. So yeah, Wrong World, incidentally, that's the one I forgot in my list before. That also was well, hasn't transferred the save files across, which is potentially a big problem because I was I was making quite a lot of progress in that game. But for that one, I'll probably see if I can reconnect my old computer and just see if maybe I can transfer the game files across. Who knows? But yeah, so that's essentially all I wanted to talk about in this little update video, just about my new PC essentially. So thank you all, of course, for your patience these last few days, and of course all I can ask for is, you know, a bit more patience from now over the next, you know, few weeks. You know, hopefully it won't take too long for me to sort this out, but, you know, all I can ask for really is that you be patient, because all I can really do is just provide a very, very rough estimate of how long it'll take at this point. So it might take a bit longer, I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, but other thing I will say is, in terms of filler content that I might put out in the meantime, well, of course it's coming up to Halloween as of when I record and publish this. So what I may do actually is play some indie horror games, just by way of, you know, a bit of filler. Because that's the thing, I have a playlist, indie horror games, you know, and a lot of people who've been on my channel for a while can probably remember when I used to play a lot of those. Recently, of course, I played Hyde, Flash Frozen and Dark Ocean. I want to play some more indie horror games like that, because, you know, that's one of the things that has been going on my channel for a long time, but I haven't done any things in that regard recently. So I got a load of short games, well, I think they're short ones at least, from GameJolt.com, so I might play some of those, and, you know, from here up until Halloween, maybe even a little bit beyond that, we'll get some good indie horror games going as well, just some short, sweet little videos. So yes, you can look forward to that, and hopefully that'll keep you entertained in the meantime until I can, you know, get everything up to speed with all my usual games. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining me then for this update, and I hope you're looking forward, I mean, I certainly am myself, to hopefully, fingers crossed, getting some really good graphically intense games going. I mean, so far PC has been promising. So far I've only really tested it with Sir, but the FPS seems good enough. As you can see, it's a lot more smooth now here in Sir You're Being Hunted. But yeah, other than that, thank you everybody. If you're not doing so already, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the video description. If you're also interested in seeing me react to /watch/review anime kind of content, go check out my Genre Red Propagandist channel. That's also, you can also find that in the video description. It's up to you. But other than that, thank you once again everybody, thank you for your patience, and in the meantime, this is Genre Red signing off. Goodbye all.
What the hell is that noise now?
Well, please don't.
Well, there's no clinking of chains.
Ooh!
What the hell's that?
What is that?
with its weird glowing eyes?
What the fuck?
What is
I
that?
saw that looming out of the shadows then. Holy shit, my... I can just send a chill up my spine after looking at that.
What is that?
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I'll loop you around.
Is it chasing us? Oh
Yeah,
shit.
that's the chase magic.
Here. Don't tell me to get killed by this thing. That's a good idea.
Oh my fucking god!
What is that?
That is the fucking most freakiest shit I've ever seen. Okay,
Oh, right.
let's have a good look at it. Is it,
Oh my
now.
god.
God, that scared the crap out of me.
Oh my god.
Okay, we can't really do anything
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Oh, maybe we can.
Okay.